Well, Second Amendment advocate and the author of More Guns, Less Crime, Dr. John Lott, predicts the Supreme Court will soon extend the right to bear arms by affirming the so-called Heller decision. One America's John Hines has more from Washington.
Dr. John Lott, I know you're president of the Crime Prevention Research Center. You follow a lot of the statistics with regard to guns, gun usage, reported gun crimes, and also the Second Amendment and what's going on with the Second Amendment. I understand that there is a case being brought. I think Texas is joining an amicus brief that's gone to the Supreme Court, and it's over this case out of the Ninth Circuit regarding Hawaii. Hawaii saying that folks can't have or use guns outside of the home. This seems to, in some ways, it appears to contradict that Heller decision, which allows people to hold and use a firearm. By your reckoning, what seems to be going on? What do you make of this amicus brief that I guess 21 states have joined in, going to the Supreme Court to support Second Amendment rights?
You're right. If you read the late Justice Scalia's decision in Heller, he talked about the right for people to keep and bear arms. To keep meant to have a gun in the home. To bear meant the ability to go and carry a gun outside the home. There is a case that the Supreme Court's already agreed to hear from New York dealing with concealed carry.
And this has parallels with the Hawaii case. It's kind of the same issue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. There's a case that they've agreed to hear out in New York, which is very closely related to the Hawaii case. And basically the question the court's asking is, Hawaii and New York are two of the 8 states that require people to have to give a good reason for why they should be allowed to have a gun to protect themselves outside the home. And I think the reason why these states are asking that Hawaii be included in this, though any decision that they made in New York would automatically affect the Hawaii case.
And sometimes the Supreme Court, I guess, looks for cases, an opportunity to make a precedent or to reaffirm a precedent. Is this a situation where you suppose the conservatives on the court have identified this Hawaii case or this New York case and said this is the case that we want to take a look at because it will perhaps reaffirm our decision, the Heller decision, and perhaps extend Heller? So is this something deliberative that the conservatives on the Supreme Court have basically targeted to basically make a point about Second Amendment rights, do you suppose?
Yeah, I mean, we want to affirm the logic that was in the Heller case. The Heller case dealt with people's ability to, quote, keep a gun in the home. They said that you had a constitutional right to self-defense in your home. But now they're going to go and basically affirm what Scalia said the word bear meant, which means to be able to go and have a gun for protection outside the home.
So is this a case, do you think, where, for instance, having Amy Coney Barrett on the court is making a difference? So conservatives, you might have said, why do we go through all of this to get her on the court? This might be something they would point to and say that here is the difference you were looking for, perhaps?
No, I think that's exactly right. I think the reason why they didn't have any of these gun cases, the Second Amendment cases, brought up really for the last decade was because you only had 4 justices who were willing to take up a case like that. John Roberts, the decisive vote on this, has had a rule that he's made clear to the other justices, don't bring up a case that I regard as controversial, or I'm going to vote against you. So having Barrett on the court kind of breaks that logjam.
Dr. John Lott, president of the Crime Prevention Research Center, thank you for talking to us on One American News, sir. It's good to catch up with you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Want to see more videos like